just different.
Yeah, you already know what it is. Pure money, baby. I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Come and hang with the gang. Get some free game added to your mainframe. Gotta keep your mind sharp, you gotta maintain. And it's even better when the squad on the same thing. Steady swishing on the competition. Swish. We ain't tripping about the opposition. We on a mission and we got a vision. People in need, we believe we got it like I give a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. Said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money. Been slept on, money never stepped on. We increasing positivity until the stress gone. Satan tried to hold the squad back, but we kept on. We ain't making this up, no Revlon. I ain't trying to make you blush, but this a highlight. We send the high vibes, homie, this a high life. We rising far above the game, that's a flyby. But we still connected to the source, that's that Wi-Fi. Reception, now we answer the call. This squad taking questions and we answer them all. We don't wanna see you fall, we wanna see you ball. We all gon' eat with the peeps, we gon' feed them all. Couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt.
What's going on, good people? I hope that you guys have had a great start to your week here. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. Today we're going to be talking about who controls this economy on our Dollars to Cents podcast. Don't forget, the whole purpose of this podcast is to make sure that you guys are starting to understand that if it don't make dollars, guys, it just don't make sense. My goal is to help our community to stop getting taken advantage of, to stop getting scammed, to stop allowing people to create emotions and remove logic out of your mind and have you starting to make emotional decisions. That's what this podcast is all about. So make sure that you guys are hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and most importantly, sharing this out with 3 other entrepreneurs that you know need to hear this information, because they're the most important ones that need to learn this, because they're freestyling this thing. They're trying to generate this wealth for themselves. And usually those are the people who are going to get taken advantage of first. So it's kind of important that they hear about this information. So keep sharing this out. Once again, I do appreciate you guys for being here. We will be going over today, if you don't know yet, who really controls this economy that we call the American economy. You've probably all heard that America is a capitalistic country too. Well, we're going to touch on that today. We're going to break down the government in all 3 levels, as well as we're going to break down how money really moves, so you guys can start to see the truth. And hopefully, this coming election, you make the decision that's going to be best for you and nobody else. I don't care about what anybody else is talking about. I want you to make the right voting decisions for you and your situation, and that's all that's going to matter here today. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. Again, I'm Dr. Travis Davis, man, from the DMV area. I'm your government contracting wingman. I've been doing government contracting for over 10 years now. Did $1 million by the age of 25, and we haven't looked back since. But with generating a lot of revenue, it brought on other problems, learning how to invest. And, when you start going down the investment route, it's usually when you start getting taken advantage of, because you don't know about real estate. You don't know about the stock markets. You just don't know how to move money correctly yet. And there's going to be a learning curve. And the same way that, you're scared of people scamming you on $5 books or $100 software. Well, it gets even worse when you start making a lot of money because you got to move the money. So now these scams start looking like $60,000 real estate deals, $180,000 investments to businesses, all types of crazy stuff. Just understand, scamming don't stop. So hopefully we can help rectify that situation tonight so you guys can get a little bit better understanding. Before we dive into here, who we got in the house, man, make sure that you guys are putting in the comments where you are tuning in from. This is always a great time for you guys to network. You never know who's watching or who's on live that you can make a connection with. That's what I've learned about all business. All growth that I've experienced came from my network. So make sure that you guys are continuing to network and put "I am a millionaire" in the chat, guys. You have to believe that you're a millionaire. It doesn't matter what I'm going to teach you, what I am going to talk about. If you don't believe that you can do it, it ain't never going to happen. So make sure that you guys are putting that "I am a millionaire" in the chat. And thank you all once again. You guys continue to kill it for me, sharing out this channel. We are continuing to grow, and that's because of each and every one of you guys. So I do thank you all for continuing to do that there. Who we got in the house real quick? We got C Nash out in the building out in Baltimore. What's happening with you, C Nash? Big Face Trucker, what's happening with you? Another millionaire in the building. What's going on? Riley out in Houston, Texas. I believe I seen you on Instagram as well, Riley. I appreciate you for being here. Once again, if you guys are on Instagram and you want to see the bigger view, you can click the link in my bio, then click on the YouTube logo, and it will actually bring you over here to YouTube. We got Rudy in the building. Texas, man. Texas be deep. I got a lot of Texas followers. Maybe y'all are telling me I got to get to Texas. Gavin, what's happening with you, my brother, out there in Denver, Colorado? What's happening? We got Larry out in Hampton, Virginia. What's going on, my brother? We got Mike. What's happening with you, Mike? I hope that you're having a blessed day. We got Jennifer out in Fort Myers, Florida. I used to live in Fort Myers, Florida, for like 2 years when I started making some money. I bought a property out there. Bonita Springs is exactly where I lived there, right on the water. But I had to get up out of there, man. Didn't quite feel comfortable in Bonita Springs by myself. If you're from the area, you probably know what I mean. When I said I didn't feel comfortable in Bonita Springs by myself out there in Fort Myers. But needless to say, man, I had a great time, great experience. But appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with me here today. We're about to dive into who really controls the economy here. Now, before I get started, when we start talking about who controls the economy, well, first we got to understand how the economy even starts, right? Like what starts this whole thing? Well, the United States is controlled by government. Okay, well, not say control, because then that's going to mess up some of my training a little later on. The United States has parameters that people must obey by, and these parameters were created by government. Okay? So since we live in the United States, we must understand the game that we're playing and who created the game with all of the rules and the whole nine. I'm not here to argue about a rule or what ain't fair and none of that. There's tons of people in this world who spend a lot of time marching and complaining, and I let them do their job. Instead, I want you guys to come over here and do your job. And your job is to understand and interpret the rules of the game so you can play it in its best way. Because the rules of the game, when we look into it, it doesn't care if you're black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, El Salvadorian, man, woman, transgender, LGBTQ. It don't care. All it cares about is money. It's the people that create all of the emotions, and then your emotions stop you from seeing the game. It's kind of like a football game, guys. I wasn't the strongest, but I was damn sure the best on the field. I got a scholarship not because my skill sets was more elite than anybody else on the field. I got a scholarship in football because I learned how to play the game better than the other person that was in front of me. I learned how to talk and make them so emotional during the game that the logic of how they got taught how to play the game went out the door. They literally stopped doing all of their techniques because I made them emotional. I would talk so much trash on the field. They would get so angry at me that all they could do was focus on trying to thrash me. And that literally made them lose every skill that they learned of how to play the game. And that's exactly what's happening to you. Media, definitely during election time, the people around you who aren't educated on finances and money, they make you so emotional that you forget that the game in front of your face is very easy to play. We don't have to listen to all of this jargon that's out there. So we're going to break this down again, starting from the top. Since we understand that the government created the game, well, okay, what is government? Like, what is the definition to government? Because everybody just throws it out there like the government is just this one entity, and that's just not true. So when we start talking about the rules that everybody has to play in, well, okay, where do those rules start? It starts with the federal government. Federal government is Big Daddy. It controls the whole operation. But what we must understand is that the federal government, guys, is an entity. It has an EIN number, just like you got an EIN number for your business. So since we understand that the federal government is a business that does have to file taxes, we know that they got to play in the same game that we got to play in, the exact same one. And they created it. So now that we understand that the federal government is Big Daddy, it's the top, but it's not government. There is just no one answer for government. That is a branch of where it starts. Now, after the federal government, it has other entities called the state. Every single state is its own entity. But I want you guys to start to look at it like this. The federal government is the state's parents. The parent can create their own rules for their children, which is your county government. But the parent, Big Daddy, the grandparent, the federal government created some parameters that the parent, the state, has to obey by. After that, they can create all of their own rules because they're their own entity. They're their own parents that get to raise their own children, just like the federal government is its own entity and it's its own parent that raises all of its own children called states. When the state starts making the rules and the parameters, it's strictly for your local government. Then your local government is its own entity. It has its own EIN number and it has its own rules and regulations on how to control their children. Who are their children? Every single citizen that lives in that county. Okay? So now that we understand the flow, federal, state, local government, we got to stay right there. We just have to get the emotions out of the way. So since I just told you that formula, you need to ask yourself, where is the biggest impact of my life according to how I just laid that out? The parent and the child. Well, I told you, you live in a county. You don't live in a federal building. So the federal building really don't impact you too much. Anything that happens on the federal side, it really ain't going to impact you as an individual because that ain't your parent. That's your great grandparent. And let me ask you in life right now. Now, of course, somebody really smart, some little smart ASS person out there is going to be, well, my great grandparent raised me. Okay, whatever. For the most part, our great grandparents don't raise us. They created parameters that our parents learned, and then our parents start to instill those into us. And then we just randomly go see our great grandparents every now and then, give them a hug and kiss and go on about our business. They may yell at us every now and then, but it goes in one ear and out the other because we're not going to see them. We don't live with them. They don't make an impact on our life. Same thing in this real business world. The federal government really don't make an impact on your life. The state government starts to touch you a little bit more. You know, it's a little bit closer to home. But that local government, that is the government that is impacting your life right now at this point. And that's the government that nobody pays attention to. Instead, they just focus on the great grandparent called the president, and the president ain't never changed your life. But that local government has a huge impact on the taxes that you pay every year, on the cost of goods and services around you, your school system that happens around you, your property taxes, sales taxes, your lawn care, upkeep, the businesses that come into your county, the grocery that comes into your county. They control a whole lot, but again, we don't pay attention to it. So that's the first thing that I need you guys to start to pay attention to. If y'all understand that, put "I understand" in the chat. I need to make sure that y'all are with me on that level of it, that you understand the flow of the business of America. It just is what it is. These three branches funnel everything. I don't want to say control everything because we about to get into control. Because we say who really controls the economy. The government don't control the economy. Okay? They just give us the parameters. Now that we understand that, now we got to go to money. Where does money get created? Money gets created in the Department of Treasury. Where does the Department of Treasury lie? It lies with the federal government. Federal government is great granddaddy. It controls everything. Well, I got to stop saying control because there's a real control that I'm going to show you out here. But they operate everything. The money comes from them and they disperse it out. Now, where does money go when the federal government prints money, which they do every day? Because the money ain't real, guys. It's just a piece of paper that has a denomination on it, and we give it the value, but it's not really real. It used to be kind of real when we had gold backing it back in the day, but don't nothing back this money no more. You can literally Google the United States debt. Matter of fact, I got it on an app on my phone right here. Let me actually go to the debt. All right. It says the United States current debt is $34.14 trillion. And it just continues to go up every year. It never goes down. It just goes up. We don't have $34.14 trillion worth of gold sitting anywhere. So that lets me know that money ain't real. It's not backed by anything. It's just what we give it. But, you know, the dollar, the $10, the $20, $100, like we know what it stands for. So we're not going to just play it like we ain't going to respect it. I'm just letting you know, if the government can just print this thing that ain't real, then we need to start obtaining this non-real thing in a very easy way like they do. They just print it. So now that the Department of Treasury prints it, it goes to the federal government and says, hey, federal government, where should all of this money go? Because you run the operation. Well, the federal government says, hey, I don't quite know where all the money should go. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my children and say, hey, children, how much money do you need to operate for the year? The children is the state. The state goes, well, you know, I got my expenses as a state government. I got my state court system. I got my state police force. I got my state roads and highways. I got my state electrical system. There's a whole bunch of other stuff to the state, but the state say, hold on, well, wait a minute. I got kids too. And I don't know how much they cost, children. So local county government, what's your budget? How much does it cost to keep your local county doors open? How much does it cost for your local courthouse to stay open? How much does it cost for your local landscaping to happen? How much does it cost for your local IT department? How much does it cost for all of the local economic developments and all of your local meetups for businesses and all of that stuff? How much does it cost on a local level? Give me your budget, children, all of your counties, so I can compile it into my state budget. And now, together with my county and my state, I take that budget and I give it to Big Daddy, called the federal government. And I say, hey, this is our overall budget. Since the federal government don't spank grandkids, they just look at the parents. The federal government gives the money to the state government disperses the money out to the local government. The local government pays its contractors. The state government pays its contractors. The federal government pays its contractors, but there's still a lot of money left over. Where's the rest of the money? Well, it goes to the banking system. So there's two places that money goes when the federal government prints it. One place it goes is to the banking system, so the banking system can put the money out into the universe. We talking about home loans, apartment buildings. We talking about cars and automobiles. We're talking about business startups. That money needs to go out into the universe to go to work, and who does it better than the banks? The second place that the money goes in order to go out into the economy is to contractors. Why does the money go to contractors? Well, the government spends over $3.54 trillion a year in products and services that they don't own. But they understand that type of money can help out an economy. So they require small businesses just like you to bring their products and services to them so they can spend this $3.54 trillion. Now, what ends up happening is when they spend millions of dollars with you, guess what happens? You hire personnel. When you hire personnel, do you know who benefits off of it? All governments. If you don't believe me, just look at your paycheck. Next time you get paid, which you should have got paid, well, I know my people got paid today, but some people got paid Friday. Go look at your pay stub. You got federal taxes that came out, you got state taxes, you got local taxes that came out of that check. That's how they all make their money. So the government likes to incentivize Apple, Lockheed, Boeing, Microsoft, Tesla to keep doing more business. Because the more business they do, the more jobs that they create. The more jobs that they create, the more money that the government gets to make through taxes. That's the only way that the government makes money. They have no other way of making money. The only way that the federal government, the state government, and the local government make money is through taxes. And the people who get taxed the most are the W-2 workers. The people who get the best incentives through the tax system are the ones who create the jobs for the workers. So the federal government controls that and says, hey, I got my little dumbass kids over there that don't know how to make money. The state and local government, they struggling out there. Okay. I don't know. New York may not be struggling, but Nebraska is struggling. I'm just throwing that out there. I can't help my children because, we the president. We got to deal with war. We got to deal with all this other stuff. We don't have time to look into Nebraska, the county in Nebraska, because all of Nebraska ain't doing bad. But them 3 counties over there in Nebraska, they're struggling. I need somebody out there to fix the problem. How do you fix the problem? Well, you start a business. And you may be saying, well, Travis, I can start a business, but how do I make the money? Well, the government said we got a lot of contracts available for you. If you would just start the business, we'll pay you to put people to work. Because the more they work, the more we get paid. That's how money operates, whether you know it or not. And the W-2 person will always, because I told you guys in this totem pole that the W-2 worker is the lowest on the totem pole of this whole system. They will always be the ones getting disrespected the most. You have no tax incentives as a W-2 employee. All you can do is just keep paying taxes because you have no vehicle to change how money comes to you. It comes to you through the system that was created by government. And since you just sit back and you accept that, you get taxed for that. You pay all of the bills. Now, don't get it twisted. As a business owner, we got to pay taxes too. But what we don't want to do is pay double taxes. Like, I don't want to pay taxes for the employee and then pay taxes for the business too. No. So since we understand that, the government say, hey, look, you're going to make a whole lot of money. But if you don't put this money back into the ecosystem, you got to pay taxes just like the W-2 person too. But if you play the game correctly and put it into real estate, put it into the stock market, put it in the opportunity zones, well, we'll reward you for that. If you put it back into your business to create more jobs, we will reward you for that. Because every time you buy a new house, guess what happens? You got to pay taxes on that. Every time you get more employees, guess what happened? We get to tax some more for that. Every time you put money into the stock market, guess what happens? When you pull it out, you got to pay capital gains on that. If you keep it in there, then that big company, that Tesla that you invested in, that Microsoft that you invested in, guess what they get to do? Go create more jobs. Since your ass don't know how to create jobs, they saying, hey, if you dump the money into the stock market, we know the Fortune 500 know how to create jobs. So we'll incentivize you for that because they're going to help us make more money. That's why the Fortune 500, every single quarter, they talk about how they made more money than the last quarter. And everybody gets excited. So I've just broken down two different things to you. I broke down the government and how it operates and how money moves. If you know those two things, you are dangerous. But guess what? Those two do not control the economy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you the foundation. Now, who really controls the economy? Can anybody take a guess of who really controls this economy? Like, who really makes the rules and the regulations? Who really puts the bills on the table for the law for your Congress people to vote on and say yay or nay? Do you guys really know who controls this thing? It ain't the president, okay? It ain't your House of Representatives and your senator. It ain't your mayor. It ain't your governor. It's not your councilwoman, your councilmen. It's none of them. Now, they have an important factor into this equation. Don't get it twisted. But they don't control the economy. Now, in order to not get your feelings and emotions into who controls the economy, well, I just said economy. I also told you how the government makes money. They only make money one way, through taxes. So since they can only make money through one-way taxes, well, you can't control the economy if you don't make the money in the economy. Instead, you print the money to give it out. Who makes the most money in the economy? It's the business owners. I've seen people say lobbyists. We're going to get to lobbying in a second. The business owner has the control of the economy. Now, I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about you. Hell, I'm not talking about 100% of my followers. When I say the business owner controls the economy, I'm only talking about one set of people. That's the Fortune 500. I don't have to even guess about it. We could really just get down to like the Fortune 50. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all 500. The Fortune 50 is the ones that control this. BlackRock controls this. Vanguard controls this. Do you guys know that BlackRock is the largest business owners of all business owners? They have a percentage of every single business on the Fortune 500 and then some ownership of it. Why? Because you've been taught to put your money in a 401k, put your money in a Roth IRA, to go get life insurance policies. Do y'all know where that money goes to? BlackRock, Vanguard. Your car insurance money, it goes to Vanguard, BlackRock. Your dentist insurance money, It goes to Vanguard, BlackRock, and they take that money and they go get Apple, Tesla, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, all of the other big companies they buy the stock in. And if you got enough stock shares of a company, you control the company, whether you know it or not. Because if I pull my money out of your shares, your company sinks. So since I got a large amount of money in there and I control a nice amount of the shares, and you guys may be thinking like, well, I ain't saying that they control 50%, but to have 5%, to have 10% shares of a conglomerate, you probably got majority shares. When you start looking at everybody that got the shares, this one company that has 8% shares probably have majority shares of the company, which means they control the company. So since BlackRock and Vanguard are in control of most companies, now I understand that, well, wait a minute. I need to start seeing the truth of what's going on here. The money is the power. So how does BlackRock, how does Vanguard, how does Chase, Bank of America, Visa, American Express, Amazon, Apple, Tesla, how do these people keep staying on top? Facebook. How is this possible? Well, I got to remove my emotions out of the way and get back to business. The government incentivizes people who put a lot of people to work. Well, these companies put a lot of people to work. So if the government is incentivizing these big companies to put a lot of people to work, I think they got a direct line to them. And if you don't believe me, I just want you guys to go look back during pandemic time. This is when everything started opening up for me. During the pandemic time, Biden and Trump both did the same thing. When the economy was struggling, who did they call to fix the economy? I don't think I got an invitation to come talk at the White House. Matter of fact, I don't know not one person that got an invitation to come talk to either president at the White House about the economy. They asked the Fortune 500 to show up. They asked the Fortune 500 to show up because working from home made a direct impact on the Fortune 500. They created a whole round table of nothing but Fortune 500 executives asking them, how would you like to move forward to ensure that you continue to capitalize? Because the more you capitalize, the more jobs you create. So while everybody's out there marching and complaining and saying things ain't fair, the people who truly control the economy was sitting at the table writing out the rules and regulations of how we are going to move forward post-pandemic. And now you guys are seeing what they created. Do you think it's a coincidence that all of the big companies are laying off 20,000 people, 15,000 people? They already knew this was coming. They strategized this when they created the game during the pandemic. They know it. You're just seeing the aftermath of very rich, smart people who control the economy of what their actions do. But they staying rich. They going to keep making more money. They going to keep 10x in their money too. They not going 2x it. They not going 1x it. They will continue to 10x the money. The reason why is because the money that they need to 10x is your 401k plan. It's your life insurance plan. It's your Roth IRA. It's the interest rates on your mortgage. It's the interest rates on your car. It makes a huge impact because when they don't make money, the citizens suffer. So we got to make sure that the big boys keep eating, right? So now that I understand that whole scenario and that the big boys will always be the ones making the most money, how do they ensure that they always stay on top? Well, it's called bills. It's called laws. Now we get to the nitty gritty. See, when you guys start talking about lobbyists control the economy, oh, no. That lobbyist broke as hell. The reason I say that lobbyist broke as hell because they don't get paid unless that Fortune 500 person comes and drops that check off to them. And guess what? That Fortune 500 company that's coming to drop that check off to them, they're not asking the lobbyists how they feel about a certain situation. This check says, hey, lobbyists, you better go make them people say yay the way that I told them, the way that I need them to say yay. What are we talking about? Prescription drugs makes a whole lot of money in this capitalistic country. War makes a whole lot of money in this capitalistic country. Healthcare, period. Insurance makes a whole lot of money in this capitalistic country. Money makes a whole lot of money in this capitalistic country. So how can I ensure that my business stays on top? Well, we got to start with the top, the federal government. The president ran on a campaign, right? Didn't the president say, like, if I make it, I'm going to ensure that we do X, Y, and Z. Now, check this out, guys. I got this app. You guys are welcome to download this app. Let me pull it up here. The app is called Goods Unite Us. Okay. Once again, this app is called Goods Unite Us. I don't know if it's on Android, but it's showing up on Apple. Now, if I go to Goods Unite Us, matter of fact, let me see if I can pull this up here on my screen. All right. Let me see if I can pull this up here on my screen. Oh, man, I didn't mean to say don't trust me. Trust me, baby. Trust me. All right. It may not work because I accidentally hit don't trust my computer. Ain't that something? All right, so let me see if I can pull this camera up right here. All right. We're going to change that bad boy to be TD shit. That's great. All right. All right, guys. So this is what the app looks like. Change this from wide to tall. There we go. All right, here we go. This is what the app looks like. Instagram people, you can't see it. Probably you need to come over to my Instagram so you can take another look at it. So at the tops of Good Unite Us, they got something called politicians right there, right? So let's take a look at the president. You know what I'm saying? What is the president talking about? See, now we can start finding out the truth and why the president can't do what they be running on. So in order for the president to get in that position and run for campaign, millions of dollars happen in political campaigns at every level, from the president to the senator to the House of Representatives to your local council person, the whole nine. It costs millions of dollars at every level. Well, you as a citizen don't have millions of dollars to give these politicians. Here's your millions of dollars. Adobe Acrobat, Alaska Airlines, Google. These are the companies who invest in Joe Biden. Amazon, American Express. And see, look, Analog Devices is a Republican company. They still invest with the Democrat. Apple, Arthur J. Gallagher and Company. Y'all probably ain't never heard of none of these companies. Me either. So as you guys could see, there's a whole list of companies that are making sure that your president become the president. Now, once the president lands his presidentship, guess who he got to listen to? Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson gives 53% of their money to Democrat and 40% of their money to Republicans. To me, they on both sides of the field. But, you know, it happens that they give an extra $1 million to the Democrats, so they're seen as a Democratic company. But they're a capitalistic country. And they understand I'm a capitalistic company. They understand in order to capitalize in the American system, I got to buy some Democratic politicians and I got to buy some Republican politicians. I don't care what side of the field they on. I let the people complain and march about the Republicans and the Democrats. I'm going to come back here and handle business. So you may be asking, well, how deep does this go? Well, let's look at Johnson & Johnson. Here go all of their friends right here. Purcell, Joy Alcher, Helen of Troy. But it don't stop there. What other politicians do Johnson & Johnson have in their back pocket? Well, let's click politicians. They got Chris Coons, James Clyburn, Joe Biden, Kevin McCarthy, and Michael Burgess. Don't Kevin McCarthy and Joe Biden argue all the time? Don't they put that stuff on TV all the time talking about, how parties ain't getting along? But they get along for this. So let's see. What else does Kevin McCarthy support? Well, what do you know? I've seen some of these same companies over there on Joe Biden's. A whole lot of them, too. Bank of America plays both parties. They're the bank. Now you can start to see the truth of money being moved and that all of these politicians may argue on TV so y'all can see it on TV. But once the cameras go off, they butt buddies. Now, you may be saying, Travis, this don't really tell you nothing. This is just, part of the game. People got to put money in things and that's just how it operates. Okay. You follow the money, you always find the truth. So now when you guys are marching and complaining, you really should be looking at these companies that back the people that you don't like. And you should be asking, why do you keep supporting these politicians that you know are racist? Why do you keep supporting these politicians that want to get rid of slavery? The information, the knowledge of slavery. Why do you think the saints can keep standing on stage and talking so freely and not care and be scared that the citizen population are upset at the words that he got going on? Because the money is supporting him, not the citizens. The citizens go where the money go anyway. The citizens vote where the money is telling them to vote. They don't really vote off logic. They vote off emotions. So no politician ever cares about the emotional things that citizens say. They only care about the dollars and cents back here because they love their job. They love their position. And the only way that they're going to stay in position is to listen to the people that give them the money. Now, check this out. Now, if I come here to, where's my other app? Causes. I don't know why everybody ain't got this app. I can see the top bills. I look at this thing every day. I'm saying, I can see all the top bills that's hitting the Congress floor, that's being voted on, you know what I'm saying? Because I contact my representative when I don't like the way things come out that could impact me. I'm not talking about the whole world. I'm not here to try to save the world. I'm not here to try to save the state of Maryland. I'm here to try to save Travis Davis's house. And when Travis Davis's house is saved, I can go save other houses. But no, I'm not here for a whole population. I vote for however I need to work for me. Because I can't change what the federal government's going to do. They're going to do it with or without me. I can't change what the state government is going to do. They're going to do it with or without me. I can't even change what the local government is going to do until I make enough money. When I make enough money and I start paying for politicians, I can make some changes. But if you ain't paying for no politicians, you ain't making a damn change either. You just talking. You know what I'm saying? So you can go back here every day and see exactly what causes your politicians on. But I got another one. Is it this one? No, it ain't this one. No, it's not Congress. I think it's GovRegs. Nope, it's not GovRegs. Where is my, maybe it is Congress. All right. Yeah, it's Congress. You can download this app. It's called Congress. You can go look at your representatives in your state. So you can understand, see, these are the people who really make an impact, not the president. So now I can understand whose ass I need to get on. And here goes the other kicker too, which I love about the times that we in. But the problem is we got kids who are doing this and they don't understand real business either. If you don't have the money, but you got the people, that's more valuable than the money. Like the young guy, Kai, he got the people, but he don't even understand his power. Like most of us that look like me who are entertainers and got the voice of the people, well, we love to get $100 million check and shut up and just keep entertaining, dancing and singing along and doing stupid shit. So we can keep getting that $100 million check, which I can't knock that. But when you got the voice of the people, a guy like Kai could go here to the governor and say, hey, we don't like the way things are going. If you don't listen to us, when it comes election time, I'm going to turn on my goddamn camera and I'm going to tell all my people, do not vote for you, and watch how things change. When they understand that you really have a voice of 300,000 people in your local county, oh man, forget the money. Because the vote is what really matters. But see, our vote be so scattered because the money, the Democrats got money and it's scattering our vote. The Republicans got money and it's scattering our vote. Al Sharpton and Drake and all of these random ass entertainers who are never going to win because they don't have enough money to do this. They don't have enough backing of the Fortune 500 to make it. They strip some votes. So now when it comes down to it, you don't have enough votes. That emotional person who's making noise, you don't have enough votes to make an impact. So if these young people really understood the power of their voice, they can make so many changes, but it'll never happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking out the blue. It ain't going to happen. But anyways, I can come right here and now see all of my politicians and what they got going on. I can get their phone number, their Twitter account, and the whole nine, and I can start following them. But most importantly, I can go to their webpage and find out exactly what they was talking about running on. So if they're talking about clean energy, well, I'm a local county business where my leader of my county says that they want to improve clean energy. Well, I should probably be looking at a clean energy business. Because a lot of money is going to be funneled to businesses that are county based, that are involved in clean energy, because our leader ran off clean energy. That's what he said he was going to spend the money on. And if I don't pivot to clean energy, well, ain't no money available for me. But if I do pivot to clean energy and I make a lot of money by following my leadership, guess what they expect me to do after I make all that money? Bring it back. It's called campaigns and donations. They didn't help you make $200 million as a local county-based company and you ain't going to come give $1 back to it. You make $200 million and you don't give $1 back to your politicians and let me know how fast you're going to make $200 million again. You're going to get cut quickly because you're not following the system. So Congress, I don't know why y'all don't have this app downloaded. Every single politician is sitting right there. But there's another one that I want to show you guys too. Where is it at? Because that ain't 5 calls. I don't know how I didn't look at this. I love 5 calls. You can look in your area and see exactly what's being voted on right now. So you see, we got abortions and stuff on the line. We got a demand of federal ban for assault rifles. I deny that one every time. Every time I see it pop up, I make sure I call my House of Representatives. No, we not about to ban assault rifles. I don't know what they talking about. But see, you got that type of power. Most of us don't know that we got that type of power. And all you got to do is click on the representative that's over there and you can leave a voicemail, call this stuff. It gives you the whole script of what you need to say to your council person so they know that you are a person of record that told them to say yay or nay because they represent you. But again, most people don't do this. So who Benjamin really represents is the Fortune 500, because the Fortune 500, they didn't call him and tell him to say yay and nay. They cut their ass a check and told them to say yay and nay. And when I start looking at the check and I look at 10,000 citizens, I'm going with the check. 10,000 citizens ain't deep enough. This is how money's really being moved. This is the real operation to this stuff. Now, I know I piss a lot of people off with the way that I talk, because I don't have time for the emotions, man. I don't care about the emotions, because I'm witnessing real life in front of me that's going on. Like, this is real stuff that's happening. This is real money that's being moved. This is real decisions that's being made that's impacting citizens' lives every day, and the citizens don't even know what's going on. Instead, they think that Drake can make a change. They think the rappers, the Nicki Minaj's, the Beyoncé's, the LeBron James's, that they can get out here and make a change for them when you really had the power the whole time sitting right in front of your face. It started with you understanding how money is being moved and how to play the game in the system that the money's moving in. This is a capitalistic system. If you aren't capitalizing, you ain't playing the game the way that they want you to play it. And if you do not play the game the way that they want you to play it, well, you're probably the pawn in the game that's getting played. This is why I want to teach you guys this information. This is why I want you guys to focus on building profitable businesses. They got a lot of employees. This is why I tell y'all, I don't have no time for that nickel and diamond shit. I don't have time to play the scammer games. I don't have time to spend money in luxury just so I look good when I see what's really going on out here. I'm not here for the games. I don't know why the hell the minute that we make money, all we do is go give the money right back to the Fortune 500 because Floyd Mayweather got a Bugatti. So damn it, we got to get a Bugatti. You ain't got Floyd money. You didn't have to go get a new house because you made $1 million. You didn't have to go get that new BMW because you had a hoopty all your life and you deserve it. You didn't have to go on trips the whole goddamn year because this was your first time ever making this type of money. All you did was take the money that you worked so hard to make and you gave it right back to the game. And the game told you not to do that. But you listen to a bunch of broke people that was around you that don't know how to play the game. They don't know about government on all three levels. They don't know about how money is moving and you get incentivized through taxes to hire employees, to buy real estate, to invest into the stock market, to get a 401k plan, to get a life insurance plan, to get Roth IRAs. They don't understand that. They don't know how to play the game. So they're giving you bad advice. And you're going to end up just like them. It may not be today, but I can guarantee you 10 years from now, you're going to be just in that same situation because you didn't play the game. So I'm hoping that today that you guys learn who really runs this economy. Put in the chat, guys. Who runs the United States economy? Did I break it down enough? Do I need to break it down a little bit more? Let me know. Did y'all get an explanation of who really runs this economy? And hopefully, when you turn on that news tonight or tomorrow, when you open up Instagram later on, and you get that negative post right there that's telling you some fear of what's going on, that you just laugh at it. And you go, man, look, I ain't see Jeff Bezos say none of that. I ain't see Mark Zuckerberg talk about none of that. I ain't see Elon Musk worried about none of it. He's still trying to go underground and build tunnels. Jeff Bezos is still trying to get to the moon. The Virgin Mobile guy still having a hell of a time of their life. They just having fun out here while all the people are scared. They having fun because the more you get scared, the more they make money. Welcome to the system. I hope that you guys don't do that no more. I hope that I've been able to change your mindset tonight. Now, I know for sure that you didn't pick up everything that I put down tonight. That's okay. But as long as I got to put a bug in your ear, I know how the algorithm works. YouTube gonna put more videos in front of your face. Instagram gonna put more videos in front of your face from what I'm talking about today. The question will be, are you going to deny the videos that get put in front of your face, or are you going to accept them? Are you going to seek further information from what I'm saying? Because, hey, look, you don't never take information from just one person. Go find 2 more people that's talking the same way, and then you see if it's true or not. The way that you see if it's true or not is you take the information that these 3 people are saying, and then you implement it into your life. And then, and only then, do you know if something is true or not. You can't take people's word for it, because things could be true for me. It don't mean that it's going to be true for you. But this shit that I'm telling you right here, this ain't nothing but the truth. I don't know any other way. That's why I love federal government contracting. It showed me the truth of life. And it can do the exact same thing for you too, if you allow it. Or you can go back like your elders and just keep complaining that the world is against you. You know what I'm saying? That everything is against black people and all that other type stuff. Like, you can choose that route. We need these type of people in the universe. Okay. But I'm asking you guys that follow me, that listen to me every week, Tuesday through Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We are here. You guys that listen to me, I'm asking you not to go down that route. I'm asking you to go seek more information and not just read about it, not just watch it and listen to it, but I need you to start implementing this information. Baby steps too, because you ain't going to be able to get it all overnight. Hell, it's still stuff that I'm learning right now today. But you got to get started. And the best place to get started is practicing removing the emotions that the game has instilled in us, because those emotions are blocking you from seeing the truth. When you can remove those emotions and you can start to see the truth, then and only then are you going to start building for yourself in a way that's just out of this world. You're going to start building for yourself and creating for yourself. And what will end up happening is you're going to unlock God's gift that he gave to each and every one of us. It was the gift to think and create for yourself. You have a brain that allows you to think for yourself. And not only do you have a brain that allows you to think for yourself, that same brain can give these hands, this mouth, these ears, these eyes, this nose instructions on what it needs to do moving forward based off the information it just processed. So you got the power to do it. It's just everything around us. It keeps trying to strip it away. Every day you open Instagram, it's trying to strip away that power. Every time you turn on the TV and look at the news, it's trying to strip away that power that the man upstairs gave every one of us. Now, it's hard right now to find that power because the universe has been stripping it away from you for 30 years of your life. Your parents have been stripping it away from you all of your life. So you're going to have to indoctrinate yourself into new information so everything can change for you. And then and only then will you start moving differently. But I got to get out of here, guys. We got the last day of our 30-day challenge popping up. Shout outs to everybody that joined the 30-day challenge. Drop a fire emoji down in the chat if you guys picked up any value out of tonight. That is the only way that I understand that you guys picked up anything that I put down. Make sure that you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button if you truly got any value out of tonight, because guys, I know you ain't the only person that need to learn about this stuff. And I know you know 3 other people that need to learn about this dollars to cents. But once again, I got to get out of here. I love you all. We will be back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern going over government contracting specifically. Okay, Wednesdays is government contracting and Thursdays we get into the software. I love you all. I hope that you guys have an amazing night and I'll talk with you tomorrow.